Was this what you asked for ahead of time too? Sorry, let me go back up the chat here. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what you asked me earlier. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, Leo. Um, so what I would do is I would model one of these and duplicate it, okay? Because you're probably going to have some duplication things going on there. But I mean, it's so, then those knots are so big. There's a lot of silhouette change that's happening there. And that's going to be where I'm going to say you probably, um, you're probably going to have to make that part of the game res. It's probably going to have to be pretty, because it's not as simple as these guys back here. That's nice and tightly wound and very textural and doesn't require a lot of information. These guys are stabbing out there pretty good. Okay. Um, you could do some. Let's see. Man, that's some crazy shapes for you, brother. That's some crazy shapes. Let me get a new scene started up here. Um, but yeah, think about this thing modularly, please. I would behoove you just like if you're watching my Katana tutorials, I would behoove you to make a high res and a game res together on this before you duplicate it, right? That's going to be useful for you, definitely. Geez. I'm not sure how this stuff is like wrapping in, but if you can try to simulate the effect there, then I don't know. It's gonna take a little bit of trial and error. We'll see what we can do though. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. I'm thinking that maybe I can do something like this. You just kind of do like a soft select bend. No, this thing is going like inwards like this. And the sides are kind of flaring at the same time. Let me shrink this in. Getting a lot. That's just triangulation actually. Let me get some height in here too so I can do this all in once. And that's why it's stabbing through is I got those triangles kind of folding into themselves there. This should fix it. So we're getting a little bit of that action happening. There's a little bit of a flaring out happening on the sides. So I'm going to do something like too big. Just flare some of the sides out maybe. And this guy is kind of doing something in here. If you guys are ever working with some really rigid looking shapes too, I would recommend coming over to sculpting and doing a smooth, I believe. It's either smooth or relaxed, something like that. But you can like come in here and just flood it and kind of relax the geometry out. I'm just clicking flood and it's just like smoothing out the whole model kind of thing. What about the spring thing you did last month? Would that have a similar effect for the lace wrapped around since it is connected and can be extended? Spiral thing. I don't remember that. Was that from the potion bottle thing that I did? I don't think this thing's really spiraling though. This is more broken up and instanced. it's not an ongoing shape that I'm going to say. You know what I mean? What I would suggest for you though, Leo, is making. Did I grab the wrong vertex here or something here? What's going on? I did. I grabbed the wrong vertex. Whatever. Anyways, just to keep this demonstration going. Um, it's gonna be a little bit like you just duplicating a shape and kind of, rotating it to get the right effect in there. This is probably gonna be I mean, I wouldn't recommend connecting this together and trying to make it look like it's fully, one piece. You could do separate pieces for this. Okay, so, you get a couple of shapes together. If you can get it to look exactly like the model, then that's going to be a testament to you, right? Um, and I'm not sure. Yeah, that's going to take some time to get right. I'm not going to be able to do this whole thing for you right now with this. But, you get these guys looking nice and tight on each other. We can do an inflation too. So, once you get like a nice layout to your shapes here, and you kind of have them doing the right thing, we can combine the shapes together, like grab the vertices and do that inflate technique that I showed you guys, where I changed it to normal and just inflate the model nice and thick, and kind of just like bunch it together. Make sure that you're plugging up all the holes. Separate this stuff out again. Center my pivots. I don't know where. Oh yeah, still on normal mode. Yeah, just like squeeze the gap so we can't see any. So, something like that, I guess, is kind of where I'm getting at here. Maybe that's the top of the loop kind of going, and we have the string running through it. Just kind of, take a shape like that. If you can, delete the interior, anything that's not going to be seen. So obviously, a lot of this stuff's probably going to have to go. Right, so we can just delete. This is just my demonstration real quick. Something like that. If there's anything inside of here, geez, go away, grid. Definitely get rid of all of this stuff that we're never going to see. Try to close up that gap and do something like this. And just like duplicate it. I'm okay if you do intersecting with this. All right, actually, there's like a little bit of a bend happening there. So maybe I can do like a bend-deform around this thing and kind of tighten the gap. Let's duplicate it and run like another pipe through the middle of it kind of thing. It may not be the prettiest thing in the world, but I think, I don't think I'm going to judge you too harshly on this guy. Make sure that you extrude shapes, don't scale them. Get yourself a nice long loop like that. I'll put some edge loops in here so I can kind of taper and pinch it a little bit. Grab these guys and just kind of do a soft select and just kind of send it on in like this. And like I said, the more that you plug these holes, the more geometry you can get rid of. So definitely take that opportunity. You know, I kind of went a little skinny on these interior shapes, so I'm going to do a little inflation on those first. Just get those a little thicker, like that. And then I'm just gonna inflate the whole thing. Whoa, what did you do, bro? There we go. Just thicken it up, and then I'll just scale it back down to the regular size, right? Put it back in object mode. So, a little something like that. And yeah, you know, pushing some of these guys together, you know, we can combine that stuff together now and do, I don't know, something to get like a soft select going and kind of mildly maybe like squeeze these guys together a little bit or do them in bunches maybe. So just like little groups of 4 here, kind of squeeze them together, squeeze them together. Sound good? That's not an easy shape, but yeah. Or, you know, squeeze them together and then inflate them probably. It's gonna take a lot of tools, a lot of things you're gonna have to get together. And for this guy here, I would just do a cone for that. And if you want to, uh, um, if you want to with a cone like that, what we can do, I would do something along these lines here where we have like a detach the component, delete the face, get like a nice soft select on your thing here, make it a good shape, and then duplicate that shape and kind of flare it out a little bit more. And what we can do for this though is, you know, one of these guys you're going to want to fill the hole in. I don't know if you guys are familiar with poke face, but that's a pretty cool tool. You grab the face and you just poke it and you put a vertex in the middle. Poke face, pretty nice. But with this duplicated one, what we can do is you can put an alpha on it and we can do opacity and just kind of like with that opacity, you can kind of just paint little strands on there. And you know, just get these little tendrils that are coming out basically, just without me deleting geometry. You just have it all modeled in there, and you just paint some strands coming down, and then you get like a little bit of that frayed effect. Does that make sense to you, Leo? I hope you. Do you want me calling you Leo or Leonardo? Leo's my nickname. Okay, cool. Yeah. So a little bit of opacity. I'll teach you how to do that later on down the road. But that would be how I do tassels like that.